Joining me
Gotcha.
now from a lobby in a hotel in New York City, where he is in the middle of a press tour because today, his movie that he is executive producer of, a movie that has won a lot of awards and film festivals and has been around, is rated 83% right now on Rotten Tomatoes. We checked it out. I watched the trailer. Craig Robinson's in it. It's a funny social media. It's a thriller style. They're calling it the next Scream. He was an NFL player. He played for the Jets, played for the Cardinals. Now he's transitioning into the Hollywood world with the greatest of ease. Ladies and gentlemen, former safety, now executive producer, Kerry Rhodes. Little boy, Kerry.
Man, woo! That was very eloquent, very eloquently put. I appreciate it.
Hey, no
I
problem.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised people remember me for all those things. That's pretty good. I like that.
I'll tell you what, you've done it right, Kerry. I think you're doing life pretty good. How excited are you about Tragedy Girls coming out? This is your first movie with really your name is really attached to it. You're the executive producer.
Yeah, yeah. It's been crazy. It's a crazy thing, man. Because I always knew this is what I wanted to do, and to actually leave a profession like the professional football league and then come to this profession where it's just as hard or even harder to gain notoriety and success in it. It's been crazy. I mean, this whole process is weird, man. To be out here actually hobnobbing with these guys and actually making an independent movie that's about to hit theaters tomorrow. That's insane.
That is it's a huge accomplishment. I think the fact that you get to hobnob with a lot of dudes out there right now is really you deserve it. Now, what part of were you a part of the writing and all that stuff, or what was exactly your role in the whole thing?
So I actually the initial script was given to me like 2 years ago. Well, it wasn't given to me. I actually bought the original script.
I like that. Big bank take
after,
little bank, cuz.
Yeah, so I got the original. Yeah, and the original script wasn't great, but the name Tragedy Girl stood out to me. I when I heard the name, I was like, this can be something. This can be a sequel. This can be a franchise type thing. So just off that alone, I was like, okay, let me look at it. Let me read it. And once I got it, I liked it enough to acquire it because it was cheap. It was a cheap buy, cheap get. And once I got the script and had it on my own, I tabbed Tyler McIntyre, who's the director, and Chris Lee, who's his writing partner, on board to do the rewrites. And we got it to a point where it was ready to shoot. And it was once we got it ready to shoot, I mean, we didn't wait long. We really aggressively started pursuing talent and went after it. But I've been there from ground zero with this project.
So from when you purchased it to when it got filmed and finished, how long was that whole time period?
So when I first purchased it, I probably got, so like I said, this whole span has been 2 years. So when I first got it, I mean, we kind of set on it because I was looking at doing another feature first. So I mean,
Jesus,
I probably had it for.
How many fucking movies are you making, Kerry? Are you just gonna make 100 movies? What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, listen, can't stop, won't stop. That's what Diddy say, right? So I mean, like I said, I mean, it's probably just like 8 months or so I had it, and I was like, and I got the polished version of the script where it was ready to go, and I was like, all right, let's go, let's see what can happen. Then we got the two leads, the two girls attached, Alexandra Shipp and Brianna Hildebrand, and we went from there. Then Josh Hutcherson jumped on board, Craig Robinson, Kevin Durant, all these heavy hitters and big names, and we were like, it must be good because people want to hop on board and do it. So we just made it happen, man. And like I said, once I get something going, I get my mind to something. I'm not stopping. So it's time. It was go time.
That's awesome. Tragedy Girls comes out tonight. An independent film that's going nationwide. That's awesome. Congratulations. Where do you live now? Full time? LA? You're out in LA, out in Hollywood?
Yeah, I'm in LA full time, but I still got my place here in the city in New York. So I'm still bi-coastal per se, but I mean the wife keeps me out in LA, so I'm in LA.
By the way, bi-coastal is an incredible way to describe that life. I'd never heard that before. That's incredible. You live in the East Coast and the West Coast. You're nationwide. Kerry Rhodes is all over the place.
I am nationwide in my mind. That's all that matters.
I respect that. Yeah, you're married to a Hollywood actress. I mean, was this your plan whenever you got, do you have a major in film? Like, how did you, you played football at an elite level at Louisville. You went to Louisville,
Yeah.
Fourth round pick for the Jets. Then you go to Arizona. Was the plan all along to get into Hollywood, even if you're going to have an incredible career and then move forward?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been etched in stone for a long time. I mean, I've been, even in middle school, I was writing and producing and starring in plays in middle school that I produced and starred in. Like I wrote one time in 7th grade. I wrote a medieval play, and I don't know anything about Shakespeare, but I wrote a medieval play, and I was like, I'm doing this. Like what? Like I was out making it happen at that point, and you got, and if you know where I'm from. I mean, it's pretty rural. It's pretty, it's a grimy hood. It's not 1,000 acres. It's not green acres. It's not that vibe. It's a real rough vibe. So I'm sitting in middle school in front of my peers, performing a medieval play. That takes balls. So that's what I was doing in middle school.
Yeah,
so,
gigantic balls to do that, by the way.
Yeah. It took balls, right? And then I come back in college, and theater's a minor of mine, not a major, but a minor. So I've always had it there.
That's awesome. So you were also a landlord to a punter named Steve Weatherford. Do you know that?
I was.
I am about to tell
Steve,
you. I'm about to tell you a story right now that I don't think you've ever heard, and it involves you pretty heavily. So he was living in your house whenever he was playing for the New York Giants. They win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He has to come back to New York to make a bunch of appearances. It's him and his friends still in your house because they're still there. Somebody broke into the house, broke the window. Is this all true?
I do know that. I do know that story. He actually told me because once I came back, because I was after he left out, I was like, I'm not letting anybody else rent my place. I'm going to sell it and get rid of it. So when I came back, I saw a window broken out, and it was like the middle of winter, and I'm like, dude, it's cold. What's going on? He's like, somebody broke in. I'm like, you could have told me that a little while ago, right? But yeah, so yeah, I do know that story, and it was it was one of the main reasons I started getting people out of my house and sold it,
Yeah, it was him that broke the window. Just that's a bomb. I don't know.
I figured.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news there. Steve told me I could tell you in this interview, so that's very nice of him. But yeah, he certainly he forgot a key somewhere and had to get in, so he broke the window. That's just
so he tells me that story now that he's all jacked, and he probably can take me now. He wants to tell me the story.
Yeah, he didn't want to fight you. What's next? Let's say this movie does an incredible numbers. Just has an incredible weekend. It does very well.
Yeah.
Kerry Rhodes, in your dream, what's next?
I think in the dream world, this movie goes out and it's, it performs well this weekend, and it rolls out, and next thing you know, it's like Get Out. I mean, obviously Get Out's an anomaly, and it made a whole lot of money. And I think we're all in the business for, you want to be creative, you want to have your stuff made, you want to have creative control and do things like that. But ultimately, it's about money. So you want it to perform and do well. So if it performs and does well, I mean, there's already a sequel on tap and on deck, and we'll go from there. And then I have another movie that I'm working on with my partner, my business partner, my movie partner, producing partner.
Already got a
Treat.
sequel on deck.
Yeah, that's
another
that's
movie ready. So if this movie doesn't do well, you already got another movie ready to rock, ready to go. Let's keep swinging.
Deck. I have one on deck that's like Training Day meets Point Break. So it's that type of movie. So it'll have a very, very big appeal.
Who's the Denzel in that?
Hey, you're looking at him, my man.
Are you going to get more in front of the camera as you go forward and more comfortable?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, I mean, I'm really comfortable in front of the camera now, and one of the main parts in this movie, Tragedy Girls, was supposed to be mine. And like I said, I'm still in it. I'm still in it a little bit, but one of the main roles that ended up being cast to somebody else, I was going to play that role. But my producing mind, I was like, this guy would bring more. He would bring a bigger presence to the role, a bigger presence to the film, and we ended up giving it to Craig Robinson, who did a great job and produced on it also. So I think it worked out for us,
You smoke weed when you write stuff?
Hey, no, I'm creative without it, man. It's weird. I can just sit in the room and drink a whiskey, and I'll be fine. I don't do the weed. I'll do a whiskey though.
I do a lot of the weed, Gary.
I heard it's good for you. I heard it's good for the creative mind. I did something that was pretty cool that kind of opened my mind up a little bit recently though. Have you guys heard of ayahuasca?
Yeah, I've heard about it. Joe Rogan talked about that. I heard it's incredible.
Does he really? Yeah. Yeah, I did that recently. That kind of blew my mind, and my first taste of of a psychedelic type thing. So it was kind of cool.
That's like the thing that lasts for only 5 minutes, but in your brain it's like a few hours. Is that what ayahuasca is?
It lasts. I mean, a ceremony is 12 hours.
What'd you just say? Say that again. What? I don't think I'm talking about the same drug.
That's it. Yeah, ayahuasca. Yeah, it's the ceremony lasts 12 hours. It's a drink.
And what is it, like root? What is ayahuasca?
It is. It's a brew. So it's a plant. It's in its origin. It's a plant. It's a plant-based thing. It's a plant-based. It's not a drug, but a plant-based psychedelic, right? So they make it into this brew that's been passed around from. It originated in Colombia, but I took it in Costa Rica, and it's not a hallucinogen. It's just a psychedelic. It's a psychedelic. It's kind of like it's along the lines of a mushroom, like mushrooms.
How long did you trip for on that?
I tripped for my second. I did it 2 nights in a row. The second time I did it for 12 hours. I took it, and I was in La La Land for 12 hours.
How much of it do you drink?
It differs. So the women's portion will be a little smaller, and the men's cup is a little bigger. Probably, I mean, 2 ounces. I don't know. I wouldn't know this.
So it's a shot.
It's like a shot. Yes.
Got you. Hey, that is fucking awesome. Did you think of anything creative, like movie wise or anything like that, while you were on your 12 fucking hour trip? That's a long. That's exhausting.
Hey, I went through my.
By the way, that is exhausting.
I literally went through my whole life. So I went from a baby to my infant life. I had visions of that. I went to my creative life, saying, I mean, I'm going to be an actor, and I'm going to be successful doing what I do, and that appeared, and I saw myself in my native heritage. I was a Zulu king in one lifetime. So I mean, I saw a lot of stuff. So I mean, if you want to go deeper and we can go into that one day, we can go on that and we can talk about that. And that's a whole show, though.
Kerry, that is incredible. I hope you come back and we talk about that. I hope I find this 12-hour tripping drug for future reference. I've had mushrooms a few times. I really enjoy it. And I hope Tragedy Girls does incredible. I hope the sequel does well. I hope your next movie does well. I hope you crush it. Kerry, thank you so much for spending time with us, man. Good luck with everything.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Good luck. See you later.